WIFO-FM in Jessup. Big Dog Country Radio. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings in Wayne County is a popular thing. To dine in or take out for one delicious meal, and with the low great prices, it's simply a steal. Famous for the variety of sauces, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. When it's time to eat lunch or dinner, Damon's Restaurant the place to go. Located in the middle of town on West Cherry Street, yes, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings simply can't be beat. So next time you're hungry and looking for a great meal, head to Damon's Restaurant and enjoy a great deal. The number to call is easy, 588-WING, 588-9464, the real thing. Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings. Those chicken wings are a very popular thing.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO. And Bob, you get any sleep last night? I got a little bit. What is that, 11 innings last night in that Wayne County game? I was saying, somebody scored. I wanted Wayne County to score. I don't care if it went 15 innings. I wanted Wayne County to win. But man, that was disheartening after going all so many innings and having the lead. But they get a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow here at Howard Bowen Field against Ware County.
Still got a chance to win this series, so hopefully win these next two games. So tough loss, though, last night.
Yeah, very tough
5-0 lead. But we got Dale Keith, IDA Director, in the studio with us on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show. Dale, appreciate you coming in.
Good morning, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Now, Dale, tell us what IDA stands for, just in case people don't know.
Industrial Development Authority.
Okay, Industrial Development Authority, and you're the executive director of it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our local delegation on all throughout the General Assembly, and the good news is that the governor has promised sent a lot of money beside Georgia as he campaigned.
Absolutely.
And that money, the majority of the money came below Macon. But we were the beneficiary of a lot of money. So how much money did we actually get?
The governor certainly has held to his word. He has been looking after rural Georgia. And for us, it was a little over $6.8 million in a joint application between the IDA and the city. And
$6.8 million.
$6.8 million. And about $2 million of that is to put the infrastructure of water and sewer inside the new industrial park right across the street from you here on Highway 84.
That's why we want you to come in and talk about the park and how that's going to benefit that area. I think you said it would speed up the process.
That's right. We're probably it's moved our timeline up probably about 18 months because the one thing I have found within this business is that industries would love to come to your communities, but you have to have everything ready to go. And that's a pad-ready site. That's water and sewer to the site, not 3 months from now or 6 months from now. They want it right now.
Yeah, we saw it laid down there just for the last few months.
That's right. So we're in the process of working on that. We did receive a $500,000 grant last year in June or July. from the state, and that was to put the water and sewer infrastructure from Sunset Boulevard and the water tank over there underneath Sunset Boulevard, through the woods, under the creek, to the property itself, and then down the ditch on 84 here from the entrance all the way to the red light up here towards town. So that's in process, and they're working on that. And so when the application process came up, we decided on our board that we would like to partner up with the city because there was two things that needed to be done. Number one was the infrastructure that the city had, the water and sewer pipes from Sunset Boulevard all the way around to the sewage package plant needed to be upgraded. They have not been upgraded in a long time, and they knew that eventually they were going to reach capacity within the size of the pipes that they were dealing with. They had capacity at the actual plant itself to handle the water and sewer, but they had trouble getting it there. So that, along with what our needs were over at the industrial park of putting the water and sewer inside the park, I think was one of the things that made it easier for people on the committee to choose us as one of the counties to receive some of that money. It came down to more of an economic thing than it did a upgrade thing for the city, I think, in my opinion. And there's got to be guys. I mean, you got to think guys out there. Our politicians. You had Blake and Stephen, Bill Werkheiser, Mark Williams played an important part, and the governor all played an important part in us getting that money. And if you see those folks, you need to thank those folks, because that has saved our community a lot of money.
What does it mean to have the industrial park where people can enter it for when industry comes in there more than already before a 4-lane? Right now you only have that 2-lane Sunset Boulevard for the industrial park. Now you're going to have this. You got the big Highway 84 4-lane out there. What does that mean when a prospect is looking at a potential site?
Well, it's just convenience for big trucks and trailers to be able to get in and off out of the park, and also get onto a 4-lane highway of some type. We're fortunate that we have 4-lane highways running through our community both directions, and all 4 directions, and it just makes it more convenient for the industries.
Okay.
Now, I do want to mention also the new TIA that's going to be coming up for vote in May.
And that stands for?
That's the new T-Splosh.
T-Splosh.
And it's not a new. It's not a new one.
Right.
I don't want to mislead that. It's a renewal of an existing 1-cent sales tax, and that's really important to our community as well. In the past, for the last 10 years, we've collected somewhere around $30 to $31 million. We've actually had over $29 million worth of projects that were done in Wayne County from that money.
In Wayne County, including the Billy Clanton overpass.
That is the biggest one and the most recognizable one. So this year, in May, when they vote for the T-Splosh for the next 10 years, we've got about $25 or $26 million worth of projects that were approved by the committee from the region. The Heart of Georgia region approves all these roads. And a large number of them are targeted toward economic development. Sunset Boulevard to be widened. Henson Mosley Road to be widened.
Sunset really needs to be widened.
And they're going to put...
that's the top priority. Every time I go to a city meeting, they talk about in the county, and Sunset, they definitely want to expand that. But that's the top priority right now, because there's so much traffic on that road.
That's right. And then Sunset Boulevard at the other end of the country club out there. A possible roundabout at the country club. Finishing or widening 301 from the country club all the way back toward town. So those are the kind of things that will also help the economic development. The idea is for us to try to give these trucks an opportunity to get on the 4-lane highways around our community and not make them go through downtown.
Right.
Sometimes you'll see Yellowwood's truck going through First Street right there at Sybil's, and the logging trucks and all these bigger trucks. We're trying to get those trucks to divert that traffic around the perimeter of our community,
right,
instead of going downtown. That's the future.
If you just join us in the studio with us, IDA Director Del Keith, you're the director, but there's a IDA board, and these people volunteer their time. So tell us who those people are, because it's a lot of work for no pay, but they're people that care about our community and, meet and talk about industrial development and trying to bring industry to the community. So tell us who's on that board.
Well, you've got Ralph Trapnell. You've got...
He's the chairman?
No, the chairman is Randy Franks.
Randy Franks is the chairman, okay.
Randy Franks is the chairman. Joe Irotti is the vice chair. Clay Bethay is the secretary-treasurer from Rayonier. You've got Tommy Reddish out from the Scriven area. You got Brian Griffiths. You've got Sean O'Quinn. I think that's that name 7. There's 7 of us.
Yeah, don't forget anybody, don't.
So
7 folks are on the board. They volunteer their time to oversee the IDA and the Industrial Development Authority, and a very important position they have. And they are selected and appointed by the county council, aren't they?
That's right, the county commission.
Okay. County commission.
And they're doing a great job.
Those are fine folks on there, very fine folks.
They are, and they're committed to our community, and they're helping us prepare ourselves for the future. And that's something that we've been trying to do. That's kind of been one of our goals. When we purchased the 300 acres across the street, we're trying to prepare for what's to come, not necessarily today. And, we've got a 500-acre tract down there on 341. And
tell us about, I was going to ask you about that. What's going on with that tract down there on 341? I think that's between Gardai and Mount Pleasant, is that right?
That's correct. On the left-hand side, if you're going south toward Brunswick, we have put a paved road in there, and that was part of the TIA money from this past 10 years. That was about $500,000 we got to put that road in. And
any utilities that have been moved? I mean, for them to use?
The utilities are to the highway right there, and we're in the process of getting that utilities moved across the street, creating some street lights and things like that. We're doing little things along to that property. We've kind of designated that property as more for warehouse and distribution type buildings.
I was thinking about that. It would be great if one of those big box stores put a big warehouse out there.
Because the biggest challenge we have down there is the water and sewer. And, I met with Thomas and Hutton, and we have options, but all of our options cost a lot of money. I mean, we can run sewer from Jessup all the way down there, 12, 13 miles, but you're talking about $12 or $13 million.
Yeah, so if you had, distribution and stuff like that, they wouldn't need all that like an industrial plant would.
If we go with distribution, you're only dealing with human waste from the employees. So you can do septic tanks. We have applied for another grant. And let me back up and say this, too, about these grants. There's been a lot of money that has come into the state of Georgia from the federal government with all this COVID stuff. I mean, just mind-boggling, the millions of dollars that are available out there. And you just have to figure out which process to go through that you can have the best chance to try to receive some of this money.
Well, they're running out of space to put all those cars coming off those ships there in Brunswick. Perhaps maybe we could use some of that. I mean, they're going up the highway there, Highway 82. They're where the dirt track racetrack is, and got that packed. It's amazing the number of cars that come through that port there in Brunswick.
Yeah, and we've got some additional information in reference to the port in Brunswick that I'll share with you too, that helps in our process.
Good.
We've identified warehouses and distribution buildings for down there. We can handle that with sewer through septic tanks. We're in the process through another grant of putting in a water system out there that'll handle the whole park. And then
would that be like a big deep well with a
it'll be a deep well with a tank, just like you see over there behind the old Sybil's, and then
so it'll be a tank
Sunset
out there
Boulevard.
Yeah.
That's right,
big old thing.
And so that being done takes a lot of the issues off the table for developers that are willing to come in there and build those in there. We have had a developer that we're staying in constant contact with. He's trying to decide, because it is so expensive right now, to pull the trigger, not to pull the trigger. about building a distribution warehouse in there. I really feel like if we can get one in there, it will jumpstart us, so to speak,
right.
And it'll have that snowball effect when you start seeing things go in there.
You mentioned the grants. Who writes those grants? Who's helping you with it? Because everybody throughout the state of Georgia wants the grants. Every city, every county, they want the money. Like I said, there's a lot of money out there, but you have to apply for it. So who helps? Who does that? Who's in charge of that process?
Well, Candy and I do the grants that we do. Now we did our first one through the Heart of Georgia. Has a group that'll help you write it. And the Heart of Georgia is like 17 counties. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of that,
right.
For like the CDC kind of stuff. That's the only two that we've really had to deal with. The city, I think, wrote their own grant with the help of Thomas and Hutton when they wrote the big grant that we received for $6.8 million.
It's good to get those professionals that really know how to do those grants because
it helps
out big time.
It does, but I can't stress it enough. You got to go back to our guys, our politicians. They're influential in where they are at, and we're very fortunate to have
Kaiser, Tillery, and Meeks.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's good they work together too.
That's right.
You see a lot of counties where their local delegation constantly bickering back and forth, but these three guys work together and look out, like I said, they're out looking for our best interest. So hats off to them. But again,
so we're trying to be proactive in that park down there, and we're also a member of the Southeast Georgia Alliance, which is 7 counties on the coast. And we met with the port probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the port's going to be doing some changes in Savannah. They're going to be moving what's called the break bulk, which is things that don't go into big containers, down to Brunswick, which will expand the operation in Brunswick.
So they're going to be moving them down there or unloading from down there?
Well, they'll be bringing them in and exporting them in
from
Brunswick.
There. So they're going to put those big cranes up in there to load those containers on and off in Brunswick?
No, not the containers. The containers is going to be the main port in Savannah.
Right.
This is stuff that is not in the container, like
just smaller stuff other than the big containers.
Like an example would be a JCB big bulldozer kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Okay,
something like that.
Well, that's good. The Brunswick port's going to be able to expand, and
that's right. And so we're hoping to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay,
and by getting our park closer to pad ready. So that when people do look for warehouse space, we can put them in there and they can turn around and build what they want, kind of thing.
And Wayne County has an advantage because, we got plenty of land and we've got plenty of water, and that makes a big difference when an industry's looking.
That's right.
Whether it's a warehouse or whether it's an industry.
That's right. That's right. So that's kind of where we are in that process. And then if you back up to the 300 acres that we just bought across the street from you over here, our new Wayne Commerce Center, that's where this TIA money comes into play. And it's very important that we get this passed so that we can get those roads paved and take another thing off the table that we got to wait on.
So that TIA extension is going to be in May on the ballot?
It's on the ballot in May.
Is that a several county TIA like it was last time?
That's right. 17 counties. It's the heart of Georgia.
And the majority vote, it goes to all counties.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And again, just to remind people, we voted against it, but we've still been the benefactor
of the money.
So that's right. That's why we're pushing to make sure people understand the importance of passing that TIA this time around.
That's right. And it's important to the community as well for the county with their road tax money that they get. There's benefits all the way around for voting this thing in, and it's the fairest tax that you can have out there. And we're not increasing it from a sales tax of 8% to 9%. It's the same 8%.
Yeah, it's the same, just extension to help out the growth of Wayne County.
When you talk about industry, one thing we keep hearing about is the workforce. You drive around town now, you see help wanted signs everywhere in just about every building you see. What's the workforce situation in Wayne County? It's a challenge.
It absolutely is a challenge. when you have unemployment, and I think last month it was like 3.2%
for Wayne County.
For Wayne County,
3.2%.
Right.
Wow.
In December, it was 2.6%. And what you have to understand as well is that 3.2% is only about 350 people. Think about that.
Yeah.
See, so we're talking about 350 people, and unfortunately, there's folks out there that are lifetime members of unemployment. They have figured out how to not to work.
Work is a 4-letter word to them, huh?
Right?
They just want to chill back.
And then when I talk to the industry folks, a lot of folks can't pass the drug test and things like that, and so that's a certain percentage of your 300 and something folks. When we're at the IDA trying to talk to somebody about coming to town, and when we talk to EAM about their expansion and needed 75 people, what we try to explain is we've got actual research information that shows that 11,000 people wake up every morning in Wayne County and go to work. Okay? And out of that 11,000, there's probably 2,700, 2,800 that drive outside of our county.
Just 2,800?
Right.
Usually in a small community, it's about 50%, but in Wayne County, most of us here.
It's about 2,800, and they drive outside of our community to work. And our argument has always been, when you're expanding or you're bringing in a new industry, if that industry pays a decent wage, then there's the opportunity to get some of those 2,800 people to stay home and work. And they add 2 hours to their day, an hour to work in the morning, an hour back from Brunswick. They get better pay. You get the benefits and all that. You get to go to the Little League games and stuff. You don't get home at 6 or 7 o'clock. You get home at 5:30 or 6.
You get to see all those cars sitting there in that rideshare thing across from Rainier that go to Savannah up that way.
That's right.
There's a bunch of vehicles there, so it would be good to have more employment. People can stay here at home.
That's right. And so that's kind of our sales pitch when it comes to trying to bring folks into our community. Now, what we've done locally is we have quarterly roundtables with our industry. And we have created groups now that are K through 12 education, and our technical college folks and our business folks sit down at the table, and we just have open dialogue about what the needs are, how each one of these organizations can help from the schools, and try to create, very similar to like a minor league baseball program, a feeder program, so that when you have some high school kids that are not going to go to a 4-year college, come out of high school and get a year's worth of technical training to be a welder, electrician, whatever, pipe fitter, and fit the needs of these local industry folks to keep everybody happy and going.
Coastal Pines Technical College is a great asset to Wayne County.
Absolutely.
For the training of these folks. And I know just talking to folks at Coastal Pines, they actually help their students find jobs, and they have like way over a 97% rate of helping people find jobs and get jobs.
That's right. And our K through 12, our school system does the same thing. Judy Beaver does a great job with her program. We're able to identify these kids in the 8th and 9th grade and help them through the process, through career development. You give them a goal and a direction to go.
Yeah, that's a great program. So, I wish I had that when I was in high school, where these kids go, they leave campus, they go to a job, and it's part of their education. It's like I said, it's a great program, and Judy does a great job with it.
She sure does.
I'm curious, Chick-fil-A's been at the hospital parking lot on Monday, and the lines have been pretty big. Are they looking to see what the interest is to possibly bring a Chick-fil-A to Jessup, or what's the story on that? Do you know?
I think it could be. I know they're doing this in several counties around us. Up in Appleton County's doing it. Over in Bryan County, they're doing it. I think probably Chick-fil-A has a model that they utilize based on population, based on median income, spending habits, and those kind of things. But I also think that, to your point, if you ride by there on Monday and see a line, 30 people deep, that's there for 2 or 3 hours, that's got to tell you something.
Yeah. What about truck drivers? You know, you talk to all these industries around here, like Yellowwood and the loggers and other folks who use truck drivers. How's the situation with employment with truck drivers? Are they still? I mean, every time you could pull up behind one of these big rigs, it says help wanted or this kind of stuff.
Well, I think there's a need. There's definitely a need. I think that goes across the country. It's the situation that we're living in. The supply chain issues that have come up since the COVID, and it probably started a little bit before the COVID came, but those have been big challenges for all the industries.
I was reading an article the other day that said that Walmart is really needing truck drivers, and they're paying anywhere from $90,000 to $110,000 a year for truck drivers.
That's right. And I think that was another one of the not a misnomer, but it was folks just did not understand that you could make $80,000-$90,000 driving a truck.
Yeah,
and then it's about trying to educate some of those folks in the 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th grade in our technical schools,
and they train them out there at Coastal Pines.
Yeah, you can make a decent living right here without having the 4-year college degree and owing $60,000 or $70,000 when you get out.
You're talking about EAM a moment ago. That's just a huge construction they have going on out there and have been working on for months now. It was like more than doubled their size. I mean, everything's huge out there at EAM.
They have doubled their size, and that was a huge win for us in the community. And Kim and her staff, they went to bat for Jessup and having the company reinvest. They started out being $65 million. Now I'm being told it's somewhere around $90 million.
Wow.
In that facility out there.
What's the employment out there? Do you know?
It's going from the 75 that it is now to 150. So you're right. It's doubling, at least doubling it.
That's fantastic. And
something else that I think a lot of folks don't quite understand too, when something like that happens, and you have a $65 million or a $90 million investment in our community in real estate, buildings, equipment, and things like that, that probably $65 million probably equates to $450,000 worth of tax revenue.
Yeah. And
a year.
And we've seen Rayonier over the past 20 years invest back into their facility here, their plant here, with new construction, new products, and a lot of research. So it's industry grows both ways. You get new ones, and you got your current ones to expand, and it's good to see our local industry expanding.
That's right. And we have been very fortunate. I mean, we've had Chemours at $65 million investment. Tape It with about a $10 million investment. Jimmy over at Healthy Pet, they started out at like $12 million. It ended up being $18 million. Wow.
How is the mining going with Chemours? I mean, they started and now they're doing the mining. How's that process going?
Oh, I think it's going great. Good. I think it's going great. They, we talked about employees a while ago. They're continuing to look for employees as well.
Every so often they'll advertise where they're saying, looking for certain type of employees.
That's right.
Apply, yeah.
That's right. And they've even increased their minimum wage. I think they put it in the pay. It went from $18 to $22 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that has happened since the COVID is that has changed the way everybody is looking at the salary function and how these new and younger people are looking at the whole source. They're looking for jobs to work from home.
Yeah.
Now that it seems to be the thing to do.
Okay, your calendar for the next year, what are some of the main things that you'll be working on, Dale Keith, as the executive director of IDA? What's your top priorities?
We're going to continue to work on our industrial park over here across the street from you.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get that what's called pad ready. And we'll deal with these opportunities that we have from different industries as they come in. We're going to continue to improve the 500 acres down on 341. We're going to put some lights in there within the next 6 months or so, and hopefully get us our first warehouse in there.
Yeah. Does that park have a name yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay, because you haven't really got everything there yet. Like
Right.
out here, you call that a name.
Yeah, the Wayne Commerce Center.
Commerce Center across the street. But we got a lot going on in Wayne County.
We do, and we've been very fortunate. And let me say something before we go, too. I can't tell you how much I appreciate what the county has done for us. They have made some of their equipment available to us. They have, in just their efforts, added to that time frame. I mean, they have moved everything up for us. You got Kevin down there that's working one of the motor. I can't even think of the machine.
Motor grader. Is it motor grader?
Nope, not a grader. It's
Which place is this?
Down at 341.
Okay.
Here's just an example.
They're doing road work.
They're doing road work for us, and also we had a 1 acre wetland area on a tract of property that we have at 341, and we had to do something with that. We had to mitigate that. We had to muck it out, put good dirt in it, and then you don't have to touch it again.
Was it old dirt or new dirt? I don't know if you know what. That's from an interview many years ago.
Yeah. And so what we've done with the county's help, that's saving us almost $100,000. They've gone down there, dug that out 3 or 4 feet. We're giving them a place to dig another pit, and then they'll take the good dirt and put it in there, and we're done with that. We won't have to touch that. But that saved us. The bids I got on it were $100,000.
Wow. Now, tomorrow's going to be the Law Enforcement Appreciation get-together over in Glenville. Anybody who's anybody, it seems like, from the state of Georgia is going to be there. Are you going to be able to go over?
I've already committed to another function. I'm
Okay.
not going to be able to go. Now, David, and I know there's a crowd going.
There's a crowd going from Wayne County and Jessup that'll be there to represent us over there, yeah. And, of course, our sheriff, because the sheriff's put it on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. Like I said, it's always good for people to understand what's going on with the IDA. They said it's a 24/7, 365 day a year job because
That's right.
You make a lot of trips to Atlanta. You meet with a lot of people up there, and you're constantly trying to bring people to our area.
Yeah, we're trying to sell this community. That's exactly right.
Now, you've been IDA Executive Director for Wayne County for how many years now?
6 years.
6 years. What have you, let's say, you have learned in this position for Wayne County that you didn't quite expect when you came in? Relationships matter.
It's important to have those relationships with folks at the state level, our politicians, the site selectors, and those kind of folks. It's important to have pad-ready sites. We all think that we're the greatest place in the world to live. We all do. Right? And we're competing against 158 other counties, and they feel the same way about their
And it's just not
counties.
our 159 counties here in the state of Georgia, it's, states around us.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
a lot of people say, well, I don't know what they're doing with that. It's not a quick process. You can work years to get an industry, but of course that industry is going to be around for a long time.
That's right.
And so it's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done, and once it's here, it's great.
Yeah.
When you give your sales pitch, what do you say are the best assets of Wayne County? I mean, I know you look for industries that they need land and water and all that, but when you give your sales
our
pitch,
quality of life, it's a. I don't want to use the word simple, but it's our lifestyle. It's the way we like to live. I can be at work within 5 minutes from the house to the front door. If you're in Atlanta, that's an hour and 5 minutes.
That's just getting out of your neighborhood there.
and so we have benefits that we try to share with that. We're continuing to get new restaurants and stuff like that. That's important to people. The quality of life issues. Our football program is a great program, and baseball programs. We're athletic. Our athletics are really good, and that's a plus.
I went to your website yesterday just to kind of read up on a little bit. There's a lot of good points on there that y'all have on your website, the ID website, that points out the benefits of an industry, warehouse, whatever, moving to Wayne County.
That's right. if you haven't heard, we're in the process of doing an ag complex that will be beneficial, a covered arena, all those kind of things. Across on Sunset Boulevard, kind of behind the hospice building back in there.
Another big asset is that golf course out.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. People don't understand.
It's top quality. Our boy can grow some grass.
He can grow some grass. Yeah. Like I said, the joke is he can grow grass on concrete, I'm telling you. But that course is always year-round in just great shape, and it is a great asset. There's a lot of people coming, from all over to play that course.
That's exactly right.
So
That's exactly right.
Brings a lot of people to our area. But Dale, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Good luck,
Vote yes for the
TI. And that's going to be on the May 24th ballot.
That's right.
So
You'll see it in the papers.
Be a simple question, yes or no. That's
right.
Yeah. So it's just an extension. It's not a new one.
That's
all right, Dale.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in.
All right.
All right. Dale Keith, Executive Director of IDA of Wayne County, our special guest this morning on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we've got Herschel Walker going to be our guest, along with a couple of local candidates for office tomorrow on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Well, your chance to win some tickets to go see a movie and win some pizza coming up soon with the Strand Cinema Movie Trivia Question of the Day coming your way in about 15 minutes. Right now, let's check in the latest news from Fox News right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup.